Welcome back to the Motivated Mind Zone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're embarking on an exploration into a question I believe many of us have pondered, perhaps in quiet moments of reflection: what truly differentiates individuals who seem to consistently achieve their goals? The ones who rise repeatedly no matter the obstacles, from those who might, at times, falter or give up when difficulties arise. It's a compelling human puzzle, isn't it? For this deep dive, we've been immersed in a powerful collection of insights, primarily drawn from the material in How to Think Like a Winner Every Day. And what these sources reveal is quite profound. The answer isn't primarily luck or vast wealth or even innate talent, though certainly those elements can play a part. No, the core differentiator, the truly powerful force, lies in something far more accessible to all of us. It's simply how we think.
Exactly. It's the internal operating system.
Right. Winners approach their inner world with a different operating system. And the remarkable truth is, you can learn to install that same system, to rewire your own brain, and begin to think like a winner every single day. Our mission today is transformative. We're going to unpack the strategies for cultivating unshakable confidence, for not just facing, but actively rising above challenges that might have once stopped us cold. We'll look at how to design forward-moving daily habits that become an integral part of who you are, and crucially, how to quiet that persistent inner critic, that voice of doubt that often holds us captive.
The inner critic is so powerful.
It really is. And this deep dive is built on the understanding that true champions are not born with an innate advantage. Rather, they are intentionally shaped.
Shaped, yes. That's a key word.
They're shaped by the deliberate choices they make, the beliefs they cultivate, and the consistent daily habits they commit to. So, as we journey through this material, I invite you, our listener, to consider what your best self looks like. Imagine the version of you that is unstoppable, deeply resilient, purpose-driven, tackling life with an infectious energy.
That potential is there.
That person, that incredible potential, already resides within you. Our objective today is simply to illuminate the path for you to unlock it. This isn't just about a fleeting burst of motivation. It's about initiating a fundamental, lasting shift in how you engage with every single day. We have an incredibly insightful journey ahead of us. We're going to begin by mastering your mindset, then move into understanding how to build daily habits that physically sculpt your reality.
The practical side.
Exactly. We'll tackle how champions navigate challenges head-on, explore transforming your crucial inner dialogue, your self-talk,
So important.
and discuss cultivating a truly supportive environment. Finally, we'll harness the immense power of clear vision, concrete goals, and unwavering consistency.
It's a full package.
It's a lot to cover, but trust me, the insights are incredibly illuminating and actionable. Okay, let's unpack this. If we want to truly think like a winner, we absolutely have to begin with the primary battlefield, where every single victory, big or small, is ultimately won or lost. Your mind.
Absolutely. It all starts there.
Everything genuinely starts here. The material we've explored makes it crystal clear. Your deeply held beliefs, your immediate thoughts, and your prevailing perspective don't just influence your reality.
No, they do more than influence.
They literally form its very foundation. They dictate what you even perceive as possible or tragically impossible.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think what really grounds this concept for us is a powerful analogy the sources introduce.
Okay.
Imagine two individuals standing at the base of a towering, daunting mountain. One looks up, and their immediate internal response is a resounding, "There's no way, this is insurmountable, I'll never make it to the top."
Instantly defeated.
Right, they're stopped before they even begin. But the other person, looking at that exact same imposing mountain, thinks, "This will undoubtedly be hard, a real challenge. But if I break it down, step by step, I can and will ascend."
That's such a vivid image. It immediately makes me think of those moments in my own life where I felt completely overwhelmed by a task and how that internal voice can be so convincing. What does the analysis of that scenario tell us about why one person takes the first step and the other doesn't?
Well, the analysis is crucial because it highlights that it's not about who possesses more physical strength or superior climbing skills or even better equipment in that precise moment.
That's the external stuff.
Not initially, no.
Yeah.
It is entirely about their mindset. The individual who believes it can be done has, in essence, already taken the first, most critical step toward victory simply by initiating that mental paradigm shift.
Just by thinking differently.
Exactly. Their mind is already charting a path, while the other's is paralyzed by perceived impossibility. This perfectly illustrates how our internal state fundamentally dictates our initial approach to any challenge, whether it's a mountain or, a difficult project at work. And this leads us directly to a core concept that psychologists have studied for decades, and our source emphasizes it beautifully. The profound difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
Right, I've heard about these.
A fixed mindset is characterized by the belief that your fundamental abilities, your intelligence, your talents, your potential are all essentially set in stone.
Like you've got what you've got.
Pretty much. You're either inherently good at something or you're not, smart or not, destined for success or not. There's a static, unchangeable quality to this way of thinking. In stark contrast, a growth mindset is the empowering belief that your abilities can be continuously developed,
Okay.
that skills can always be learned and refined, and critically, that failure is not a definitive judgment on your worth or capability, but rather invaluable feedback.
Feedback, not failure.
Exactly. It's an opportunity to learn, to adjust, to iterate, and ultimately to improve. This dynamic perspective, as the sources point out, transforms perceived obstacles into powerful lessons, enabling an almost continuous state of learning and adaptation.
It's easy to say failure is feedback, but it can be so hard to genuinely feel that way in the moment, can't it? Especially after a significant setback. How do real-world winners exemplify this growth mindset even when faced with what most would call outright failure?
Oh, absolutely. It's an intentional practice, not just a nice idea. If we look at history, the evidence is overwhelming. Consider Thomas Edison, for instance.
The light bulb guy.
Right. He famously conducted thousands of experiments before successfully inventing the commercially viable light bulb. When questioned about all those failures, he simply reframed them. He said he learned what didn't work.
Ah, interesting.
Or take Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Sure.
He was actually cut from his high school basketball team.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And even Oprah Winfrey, a global media icon, was famously told early in her career that she wasn't fit for television news.
Unbelievable.
The profound implication here is crucial. What if these individuals, after their initial, often public, failures or rejections, had succumbed to a fixed mindset?
Right.
What if they had truly believed they simply weren't good enough or weren't destined for it? The world would have been deprived of the light bulb, of unparalleled athletic artistry, a voice that inspired millions.
It changes everything.
It really does. Their stories are not merely about innate talent. They are powerful testaments to the transformative power of a growth mindset, where every perceived stumble becomes a stepping stone. The sources offer a wonderful analogy for this, too. Imagine your mindset as a lens through which you perceive the entire world.
Okay, a lens.
If that lens is smudged or dirty, everything you see appears cloudy, unclear, and filled with apparent impossibility. Challenges seem utterly insurmountable because your perspective is obscured.
Makes sense.
But if you make the conscious, deliberate choice to clean that lens, to actively adopt a winning perspective, you suddenly begin to discern opportunities, even within the same circumstances. The external world hasn't fundamentally changed.
But your view has.
Precisely. Your perception of it, and thus your capacity to act within it, radically shifts.
That lens analogy is really sticky. So beyond just knowing what a growth mindset is, how do we actually apply this in our daily lives? What are some practical tools from the source that help us clean that lens, so to speak?
Excellent question, because theory without application is just intellectual exercise, isn't it?
Exactly.
Our source provides several actionable steps for daily integration. First, when you next encounter a challenge, actively practice shifting your internal questioning. Instead of the automatic, often defeatist, I can't do this.
Which is so easy to fall into.
Oh, totally. Instead, replace it with a more empowering, solution-oriented, how can I do this? That single word, how, immediately reframes a seemingly impenetrable wall into a door of possibility.
It opens things up.
It prompts your brain, even, the neural pathways, to actively seek solutions rather than passively accepting defeat. It activates problem solving. Another incredibly potent tool for cultivating a winning mindset is the consistent practice of gratitude.
Gratitude, okay.
Winners intuitively grasp that by actively focusing on what they already possess, on the abundance that exists in their lives, they actually generate the very energy and motivation required for what they desire to achieve.
Shifting from lack to abundance.
Exactly. It's a powerful shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of plenitude. The daily practice is elegantly simple. Each morning, identify and list 3 specific things you are genuinely grateful for.
Just 3 things.
Yep. It could be as foundational as your health, the unwavering support of your family, or even the simple miracle of waking up to a new day. This trains your mind to habitually seek out and register the positive, fundamentally altering your baseline perspective over time. And finally, there's what the source refers to as the yet exercise, which I find particularly ingenious.
The yet exercise. Tell me more.
Whenever you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk about your current abilities, perhaps you think, I'm not good at public speaking. Simply add the word yet to the end of that sentence.
Yeah. So I'm not good at public speaking yet.
Precisely. That tiny, unassuming word, yet, acts as a powerful mental reset. It opens up a world of potential. It reminds you, and more importantly, your subconscious, that your current state is not a permanent verdict.
It implies growth is possible.
Exactly. It's a powerful implicit affirmation that today's reality does not define tomorrow's potential. Improvement and growth are always on the horizon.
That yet exercise is so simple, but I can imagine in a moment of real frustration, it might feel almost impossible to remember to add that word. Does the source offer any insight into how winners train themselves to deploy that mental reset button in the thick of a challenging moment?
That's a brilliant observation because intellectual understanding is one thing and real-time application is another, isn't it?
For sure.
The source implicitly suggests that the key lies in conscious interruption. When you feel that wave of, I can't wash over you, the goal isn't to suppress it entirely, but to acknowledge it and then deliberately interrupt the pattern.
Catch yourself in the act.
Exactly. This could be by literally saying stop to yourself, taking a deep breath, and then consciously injecting the yet. The more you practice this interruption and replacement, the stronger those new neural pathways become.
Making it easier next time.
Right. Making it easier to access that yet automatically over time. It's about training your brain like a muscle.
That makes perfect sense. So remember this, winners aren't people who never encounter failure. They're people who consciously choose to never quit.
Persistence over perfection.
Exactly. Mindset isn't about achieving some mythical, pristine perfection where you never stumble or feel doubt. It's profoundly about persistence, about choosing to keep moving forward, to keep learning, and to keep believing, even when the path is obscured. It's about your response to those stumbles. As you navigate your day, whether you're grappling with a complex work project, pursuing a personal goal, or simply dealing with life's unexpected twists, I invite you to pause and ask yourself, am I actively thinking like a winner right now?
Or am I letting negativity drive?
Or am I passively allowing fear, doubt and negativity to dictate my internal narrative. Because in every moment, you possess that choice. You have the power to clean that mental lens and consciously choose to see possibility.
That's a daily choice.
Mastering your mindset isn't just a feel-good exercise. It's the fundamental first step to truly mastering your entire life. It lays the groundwork, providing that solid foundation.
Which leads us perfectly into the next piece.
Right. Which now leads us perfectly into the next crucial building block, daily habits. This next segment is crucial as it connects our internal mindset to the tangible actions we take every day. If mindset is the foundational bedrock, that solid ground you stand on, then habits are the actual practical building blocks that construct your reality piece by piece.
The bricks and mortar, you could say.
Exactly. A winning mindset furnishes you with the vision, the unwavering belief that something is genuinely possible. But it is your consistent daily habits that provide the practical tools, the literal bricks and mortar, to transform that vision into a tangible, lived reality.
Mm-hmm.
The simple, unvarnished truth, confirmed by our sources, is this. Your life today is a direct and undeniable result of the habits you consistently practiced yesterday.
And tomorrow depends on today.
And with equal power, the quality and direction of your life tomorrow will directly reflect the habits you diligently build and commit to today.
What's truly fascinating about habits, and often underestimated, I think, is how they operate as almost invisible yet incredibly powerful forces.
Invisible forces. How so?
Well, we might not always consciously recognize their influence, but they are constantly, quietly guiding our choices, influencing our energy levels, and profoundly shaping our destiny. Winners grasp this fundamental truth. They understand the immense, compounding power of small, seemingly insignificant actions, consistently repeated daily.
Small steps add up.
Right, which then accumulate to create massive, undeniable results over time. This stands in stark contrast to many who, perhaps unintentionally, underestimate consistency. These individuals are often looking for shortcuts, some magical overnight success formula, or a sudden burst of genius.
The quick fix.
Exactly. But as the source wisely points out, sustained success rarely, if ever, comes overnight. It invariably comes over time, forged through the diligent, relentless application of consistent effort day in and day out.
That distinction between seeking shortcuts versus valuing consistent effort is really sharp. It makes me wonder, are winning habits about grand gestures or something more mundane? What do the routines of successful people actually look like?
Oh, it's rarely about grand gestures. Usually much more mundane, actually. If you examine successful individuals across diverse fields, be it elite athletes, prolific writers, or visionary entrepreneurs, what's the overwhelmingly common thread?
What is it?
They all possess what our source refers to as winning routines. Think about it. Successful athletes don't just train when they feel motivated or inspired.
Right. They train regardless.
They train almost every single day, regardless of the weather, their mood, or their immediate desire. Writers don't wait for a muse to strike. They commit to sitting down and writing daily, making it a non-negotiable part of their schedule.
Discipline over inspiration.
And entrepreneurs. They don't wait for perfect market conditions. They consistently build their vision, step by painstaking step, often when no one else is even paying attention. The secret is that success isn't forged in grand, sporadic bursts of activity, but in small, disciplined actions, repeated consistently.
Small, consistent actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our deep dive, drawing from these materials, outlines 5 truly essential daily habits that winners live by, and they are remarkably practical and accessible. First, the morning ritual.
The morning routine. Always important.
Absolutely. Winners intuitively understand that how you commence your day profoundly sets the tone and trajectory for everything that follows. Instead of immediately reaching for their phone to dive into the noise,
Guilty as charged sometimes.
we all are, but they intentionally carve out time for clarity and focused intention. This personal time could manifest as meditation, where they consciously quiet their mind and center themselves, journaling, to articulate thoughts and set intentions.
Getting it out on paper.
Right. Or a quick burst of exercise to energize the body. Or even just a few minutes of quiet reflection to mentally prepare for the hours ahead. Even a mere 10 minutes of this mindful preparation, as the source suggests, can drastically shift your energy and focus for the entire day.
10 minutes can make that difference.
Apparently so. The powerful question to ask yourself each morning, which helps frame this, is what kind of person do I want to actively be today?
That's a great framing question.
Second is the power of planning. Winners don't simply meander through their day, hoping things will serendipitously work out. They actively create a clear plan.
Intentionality.
Exactly. They establish distinct priorities and then laser focus their precious mental energy on the tasks that genuinely matter, the ones that unequivocally move their overarching vision forward. This isn't just about being busy, it's about being profoundly effective and strategic.
Busy versus effective. Big difference.
Huge difference. A practical application for you is to simply write down 3 truly important tasks each morning, the ones that, if completed, will undeniably propel you closer to your goals.
Just 3. Manageable.
Right. Then make a fierce, unwavering commitment to completing those 3 tasks, regardless of the myriad distractions that inevitably vie for your attention. This also subtly combats decision fatigue,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
where every small decision drains your mental energy. By predetermining your priorities, you conserve that mental fuel for execution. Third, the habit of learning.
Lifelong learning.
Without exception, winners are perennial students. They actively seek knowledge every single day, whether that's through reading insightful books, listening to thought-provoking podcasts like this one,
Shameless plug.
or enrolling in online courses or engaging in stimulating, growth-oriented conversations. Why is this so critically important? Because the world is in a constant state of flux and accelerating change.
Things change so fast.
Right. And sustained personal and professional growth absolutely demands continuous adaptation and intellectual curiosity. Imagine consistently feeding your brain day in and day out with new ideas that sharpen your thinking, expand your perspectives, and reveal novel possibilities.
Keeps you sharp.
Even a mere 15 minutes of focused learning each day compounds exponentially over time, transforming into a lifetime of profound wisdom and expanded capability. Fourth, the discipline of health. This habit is absolutely foundational, a non-negotiable cornerstone.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Precisely. Your body is the very vehicle that carries you through life, facilitating all your efforts and achievements. Winners understand with crystal clarity that they simply cannot perform at their peak or sustain high levels of energy and focus if they neglect their physical well-being.
Makes sense.
This doesn't necessarily imply that you need to train like an Olympic athlete.
Phew.
But it does mean consciously incorporating regular physical activity, maintaining balanced and nutritious eating habits, and ensuring you consistently get adequate restorative sleep. It's about mindful living to preserve and enhance your vital energy.
Energy management.
Because when your physical energy is high, your mental motivation, clarity, and resilience naturally follow suit. It's about respecting the incredible vessel you inhabit. Finally, the evening reset.
Bookending the day.
Exactly. Just as a thoughtful morning ritual sets a positive tone, a mindful evening reset effectively closes the chapter of the day and proactively prepares you for the next. Winners don't just collapse into bed exhausted and overwhelmed.
Which is tempting sometimes.
Very tempting. But they engage in a brief, intentional period of reflection. They ask themselves, what went genuinely well today? What's one specific thing I can learn from, and how can I actively improve upon that tomorrow?
Reflect and prepare.
They deliberately prepare for the upcoming day, ensuring they wake up with a sense of clarity and purpose rather than a feeling of chaotic reaction. A winning evening routine doesn't have to be complex. It can be as simple and impactful as jotting down tomorrow's top 3 priorities or practicing a brief moment of gratitude before drifting off.
That's a truly comprehensive breakdown of those daily essentials. But here's the most important part, and it's a crucial caveat that our sources really hammer home. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight.
Oh, definitely not. That's a recipe for disaster.
That's actually where most people stumble. They get this incredible burst of enthusiasm, create a lengthy, ambitious list of 10 new habits, and then within a week or two, they experience burnout.
It's unsustainable.
It's simply too much, too fast, overwhelming the brain's capacity for change. The true power, as our sources remind us, lies in small beginnings. Start with just one new habit.
Just one.
Commit to it wholeheartedly, make it an ingrained part of your routine, master it, and only then consider incrementally adding another.
Build momentum slowly.
Think of building habits like drops of water slowly filling a jar. At first, the progress feels incredibly slow, almost imperceptible, but over time, those consistent, persistent drops accumulate, and eventually the jar doesn't just fill up, it overflows.
I love that analogy.
That's the irresistible momentum that winning habits create. It's about sustainable progress, not some mythical, instant perfection.
And this leads us to address a very real human truth. There will inevitably be days when you slip up,
Oh yeah, life happens.
days when you feel lazy, when you'd rather do anything but stick to your routine, days when you simply miss a step. And that, I want to emphasize, is absolutely normal.
It's okay to miss a day.
It's okay. The key differentiator for winners is that they don't demand pristine perfection from themselves. What they demand is unwavering persistence. When they fall, they deliberately choose to get back up.
Get back on the horse.
Right. When they miss a day, they don't let it derail their entire week or month. They simply reset, forgive themselves, and get right back on track the very next day. What truly matters is the overarching direction you're heading, the sum total of your consistent efforts, not the occasional stumble along the way.
That's a crucial distinction. We all have those days, don't we? I know I've certainly let one missed gym day spiral into a missed week before.
It's so easy to do.
So for someone listening right now who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by even the idea of starting, what's one incredibly small, non-intimidating habit they could genuinely commit to today?
That's a great question, and it's precisely the mindset the sources encourage. For you, the listener, identify just one small habit that you can genuinely commit to starting today.
Keep it super simple.
Exactly. It can be something incredibly simple, something you can almost trivially achieve, like drinking an extra glass of water, reading just 10 pages of a book, or as we discussed earlier, listing 3 things you're grateful for before you even get out of bed.
Things you can definitely do.
Right. Don't underestimate the profound power of that one small, consistent change. It could very well be the spark that ignites a full-blown transformation in your life, building momentum without the pressure of a massive overhaul. Remember this core principle from the sources. Winners don't passively wait for motivation to strike.
They don't wait for the feeling.
No, they rely on their habits. They understand that motivation is often a fleeting, fickle emotion. It comes and goes. But when your habits are strong and deeply ingrained, discipline takes over, and motivation often follows as a natural byproduct.
Discipline first, motivation follows.
Often, yes. Success is never about what you do once in a while, in a burst of inspiration. It's fundamentally about what you commit to doing every single day.
Every single day.
And with these deeply ingrained habits serving as your reliable building blocks, the question naturally arises. How do champions navigate the inevitable challenges and obstacles that life invariably throws their way?
So we've laid the groundwork with mindset and built the framework with habits. Okay. But what does this all mean when life inevitably throws a curveball.
The tough times.
Yeah, when the plans you've meticulously laid out hit an unexpected snag, or when truly daunting obstacles appear seemingly out of nowhere, because let's be honest, every single winner, every champion we admire, has faced challenges that could have absolutely shattered them.
Things that would stop most people cold.
Exactly. Brought them to their knees, yet they didn't break. They used those challenges in a profoundly different way. How do they manage to consistently use those challenges as powerful stepping stones instead of insurmountable stumbling blocks?
This is precisely where the true character of a winner is unequivocally forged. The sources we explored explain that these trials, these difficult moments, are the crucible of growth.
The crucible of growth. I like that. Character, profound resilience, and genuine inner strength don't develop in comfort, ease, or predictability. They grow only when we face challenges head on, when we are pushed to our very limits, and sometimes even beyond. Think about some powerful analogies that beautifully illustrate this. Diamonds.
Formed under pressure.
Exactly. Formed under immense, unimaginable pressure over vast periods of time. Your muscles, quite literally, only grow stronger and adapt when they are pushed beyond their current limits, when you challenge them with resistance.
Like weightlifting.
Precisely. And the trees that develop the deepest, most resilient roots, the ones that stand firm for centuries against the elements, are invariably the ones that have weathered countless fierce storms.
The storms make them stronger.
In precisely the same way, your personal resilience and inner strength only deepen, solidify, and strengthen when you courageously encounter and overcome adversity.
Those analogies truly resonate. It highlights that challenges aren't just something to get through, but something to grow from. It's almost counterintuitive.
It really is. What then is the fundamental differentiating factor when winners face these inevitable problems?
What profoundly differentiates winners is not the complete absence of problems or difficulties in their lives. That's a common misconception.
Everyone faces problems.
Everyone does. It's how they respond to them. It's their posture, their internal and external stance in the face of difficulty. And if we connect this to the bigger picture for a moment, reflect on your own journey, listener, on your own life.
Yeah, think about it.
How many times have you faced something that felt utterly impossible? A situation that you genuinely believed would completely overwhelm you, yet here you are, still standing, still moving forward.
That's true.
You survived it.
You've already survived challenges you once thought would break you. That's tangible proof right there. You are inherently stronger, more capable, and more resilient than you even realize, or perhaps give yourself credit for. Our source material breaks down several key principles for consistently overcoming challenges like a champion. First, winners reframe failure.
Okay, reframing. Most people instinctively view failure as a definitive, crushing end, a clear signal to stop or give up. But winners, true champions, consciously choose to see it as invaluable feedback.
Data, not defeat.
Exactly. It's simply information, a data point in their journey, not a judgment on their inherent worth or ultimate potential. The famous story of Thomas Edison inventing the light bulb is a quintessential example here.
We talked about him earlier.
Right. When asked how it felt to fail 1,000 times, he didn't say he failed at all. He famously replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps."
Wow, that's a powerful reframe.
Isn't it? That's the mindset shift. It's a fundamental change in language.
Yeah.
From I failed to I learned. Each setback, each unexpected result, thus becomes a valuable lesson that guides them closer to eventual success. Second, winners control their response. This is a critical principle.
Respond, don't react.
Precisely. We cannot always dictate what life throws at us. External circumstances, indeed, are very often beyond our direct control. However, we always, without exception, retain absolute control over how we choose to respond.
The internal choice.
Champions understand that panic, uncontrolled anger, or succumbing to self-pity are not only unproductive, but also massive drains on their precious mental and emotional energy.
Wasted energy.
Totally.
Hmm.
Instead of falling into that debilitating trap, they immediately pivot and consciously ask themselves, what's the next best, most constructive step I can take right now in this moment?
Focus on the next step.
By focusing on taking deliberate, often small actions, however agonizingly slow the progress might feel, they maintain forward momentum even amidst the most intense difficulties. Third, winners use challenges as fuel.
Fuel. How does that work?
Where some people perceive obstacles as impenetrable roadblocks that halt all progress, winners possess an almost alchemical ability to transform those very obstacles into powerful motivation. Their internal dialogue shifts dramatically.
They talk to themselves differently.
Yes. They begin to internalize thoughts like, if this is hard, it means it's genuinely worth it. If this challenge is truly testing me, it means I am actively growing and becoming stronger because of it.
Seeing the benefit in the struggle.
Exactly. Every single challenge, every difficult moment becomes a testament to their strength and a profound opportunity for transformation, effectively turning raw pain into a burning purpose and frustrating setbacks into unwavering determination. Fourth, winners stay resilient through support. The romanticized idea that a champion succeeds entirely in isolation is, frankly, a myth.
Nobody succeeds alone.
Nobody. No one reaches the pinnacle of their chosen field without a robust, actively engaged support system. Even the most self-reliant athletes have dedicated coaches, supportive teammates, and trusted mentors.
The team behind the champion.
Right. When challenges inevitably strike, winners don't retreat into isolation. They lean into these support systems. They actively surround themselves with voices of encouragement, with people who can remind them of their inherent potential and their underlying strength when they might temporarily forget it themselves.
That external belief matters.
It becomes a vital anchor during turbulent times. Fifth, winners focus on the bigger picture.
Zooming out.
Exactly. When you are deeply engulfed in the midst of a severe storm, it is incredibly easy to feel like it will never end, that this difficult moment is your entire reality. But winners cultivate the crucial ability to zoom out.
See beyond the immediate pain.
They consciously and consistently remind themselves, this is temporary. This is merely one challenging chapter in my life's unfolding story, not the entire narrative or conclusion.
Right.
By steadfastly keeping their overarching vision and ultimate destination clearly in mind.
The why.
Right, the why. They find the deep strength and necessary resolve to push through the immediate pain, knowing with conviction that this very hardship is actively shaping the victory that patiently awaits them tomorrow.
That's incredibly powerful, and it resonates so deeply. It reminds me of the example our source briefly touches upon, Nelson Mandela.
A profound example.
He spent 27 years in prison. Just think about that for a moment. 27 years. Most people, if not virtually all, would have completely given up,
Crushed by bitterness.
allowing bitterness, resentment, and despair to consume them. But Mandela famously refused to let his circumstances define him. Instead, he strategically used that immense, agonizing time to strengthen his resolve, to sharpen his vision.
Repairing himself.
Right, and to meticulously prepare himself for leadership. When he was finally released, he didn't seek revenge. He sought unity and reconciliation. That's not just resilience. That's the profound, transformative mindset of a true champion.
Turning suffering into strength.
Taking suffering and shaking it into strength and hardship into a powerful historical legacy. So for you, listening right now, how can you immediately apply this in your own life? The next time you face a challenge, instead of letting it overwhelm you, pause and intentionally ask yourself these 3 critical questions. First, what specific lesson can I learn from this experience?
Find the learning.
Second, what's the very next small, actionable step I can take right now, no matter how insignificant it might seem?
Just one small step.
And third, how will this challenge ultimately make me stronger, more capable, or wiser in the long run?
See the long-term gain.
By consciously engaging with these questions, you actively shift from being a passive victim of circumstances to becoming the empowered architect of your response. And here's a beautiful silver lining that winners universally understand. They don't allow challenges to completely steal their joy or their capacity for optimism.
They find the good even in the bad.
They find ways to celebrate progress, even the tiniest of victories or breakthroughs, because they know implicitly that positivity is not a luxury during hard times, but rather essential fuel for persistence.
Positivity fuels persistence. I like that.
It keeps the engine of effort running even when the road is rough.
Absolutely. Challenges will undoubtedly come, and yes, they will often be difficult, even painful. But the core difference, as the sources articulate, is that winners don't waste precious time wishing life were somehow easier or more predictable.
Wishing doesn't change things.
No. Instead, they channel that energy into intentionally becoming stronger, more adaptable, and ultimately more capable. Always remember this. Storms, no matter how fierce, don't last forever, but the invaluable lessons you gain from courageously weathering them last a lifetime.
The lessons remain.
Every challenge you successfully overcome adds another essential, enduring layer of strength to your character and to your personal narrative. And one day, when you look back with the clarity of hindsight, you'll realize that the very things you once thought would completely break you
We're actually making you.
were, in fact, the things that profoundly built you into the formidable person you become. So when life tests you, and it undoubtedly will, don't shrink from it. Stand tall, face it head on, and in that pivotal moment, tell yourself with unwavering conviction, I am not here to give up. I am here to grow. I am here to win.
Powerful self-declaration.
Because true champions are not made in the comfort zone. They are forged, refined, and made stronger through the fire of challenges. And this brings us to the absolutely critical internal dialogue that truly supports this incredible resilience, the winner's self-talk.
Let's dive into perhaps the most important and often most overlooked conversation you will ever have, the one you conduct with yourself.
That inner voice.
Every single day, from the moment you wake up, your inner voice is engaged in a constant dialogue. It is either actively lifting you up, cheering you on, or conversely, it's subtly tearing you down, whispering insidious doubts and insecurities.
It's always running.
Always. Our source highlights a powerful, almost chemical sequence, like a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Your thoughts become your words.
Words have power.
Your words then shape your actions. Your actions solidify into consistent habits. And those habits ultimately conspire to create your destiny.
Thoughts, words, actions, habits, destiny. Wow.
That's precisely why mastering and guarding your self-talk is so incredibly vital to the journey of becoming a winner.
The problem for most people is a deeply ingrained pattern. They are consistently their own harshest critics.
We beat ourselves up, don't we?
We really do. They constantly feed themselves a stream of negative self-talk, often without even consciously realizing the profound and corrosive impact it has. Phrases like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed at this, or I always mess things up, can become a constant debilitating loop.
That negative tape playing.
Exactly. Imagine for a moment if you spoke to a close friend that way, continually undermining their confidence and capabilities.
You'd never do that.
Right. They would likely stop trusting you, wouldn't they? Yet we inflict this same damaging internal dialogue upon ourselves daily, often completely unaware of how much it erodes our own belief in ourselves and stifles our true potential. But winners, they proactively and deliberately flip this script.
They changed the tape.
Instead of passively allowing that negative inner voice to dictate their mental landscape, they consciously and intentionally program their minds with words of power, unwavering belief, and resolute determination. It's not passive optimism. It's an active, intentional act of mental conditioning.
Like a mental workout.
Precisely, akin to a mental workout.
That makes so much sense that it's an active conditioning. But for someone whose inner critic feels overwhelming, how does one even begin to change that deeply ingrained voice? What strategies do winners employ to shift that self-talk?
Yeah, it definitely takes consistent, conscious effort. It doesn't happen overnight. Let's explore how champions accomplish this. First, winners use affirmations.
Affirmations. Okay, tell me about those.
An affirmation is much more than a simple positive thought. It's a positive, declarative statement that you consciously repeat to yourself, specifically designed to train your mind to believe in possibility, even when current external circumstances might suggest otherwise.
Speaking it into existence almost.
Kind of, yeah. Think of iconic figures like Muhammad Ali, who famously declared, "I am the greatest," not as a mere boast, but as a deliberate act of programming his mind for victory.
He believed it first.
He spoke his destiny into existence long before the rest of the world fully recognized it. You can adopt this powerful practice too. Start with phrases that resonate with your goals, like, "I am capable, I am resilient, I'm becoming stronger every day."
Simple, positive statements.
Exactly. Well, they might feel a little strange or even inauthentic at first.
Yeah, it can feel awkward.
It can, but consistent, heartfelt repetition can, over time, literally rewire your brain's neural pathways, essentially creating new mental superhighways for positive, empowering thoughts. Scientific research actually supports this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, showing that consistent positive affirmations can significantly reduce stress and dramatically increase self-confidence. Second, winners replace limiting beliefs.
Mm.
Every time a negative limiting thought pops into your head, for example, "I can't possibly do this," winners don't just passively accept it.
They challenge it.
They challenge it head on. They'll
Yeah.
ask themselves with genuine curiosity, is that truly real? Or is that just fear speaking, a familiar voice trying to hold me back from growth?
Questioning the thought.
And then, crucially, they replace that limiting thought with a more empowering belief. I may not know exactly how yet, but I am absolutely capable of learning and figuring it out.
Shifting from can't to how can I?
Exactly. By consistently catching and proactively correcting these self-defeating thoughts, they actively transform doubt into focused determination and actionable curiosity. Third, winners visualize success. This is a particularly fascinating aspect of winning psychology.
Mental rehearsal.
Precisely. Because the human mind doesn't inherently differentiate between a vividly imagined scenario and actual reality. This is why top athletes rigorously visualize their victories, the perfect shot, crossing the finish line first, lifting the trophy long before they ever step onto the field or into the arena.
They see it happen first.
This intense mental rehearsal programs their brain and even their physical body to act as if that success is not just possible, but genuinely inevitable. You can employ the same powerful technique. Actively see yourself delivering that powerful presentation flawlessly,
Playing it out in your mind.
confidently acing that challenging exam or achieving that significant dream you hold dear. The more often you vividly see and feel it, the more your mind begins to believe it, and your subsequent actions will naturally align. Fourth, winners speak with intention. Words carry a powerful, energetic charge far beyond their literal meaning.
Words matter.
They really do. Winners are incredibly mindful and intentional about their language, consciously avoiding disempowering phrases like, "I'm so unlucky, I'll never figure this out," or "this always seems to happen to me."
Victim language.
Exactly. Instead, they speak with deliberate strength and purpose. I am actively finding solutions. I'm learning valuable lessons from this experience. My time for success is absolutely coming, and I am preparing for it.
Empowered language.
By consistently choosing intentional, constructive language, they continuously shift their mindset from a position of defeat and helplessness to one of proactive possibility, control, and empowerment. Fifth, winners practice self-compassion.
Ah, this is interesting. It's not just about being tough.
Not at all. This is an often overlooked but absolutely vital component of healthy, effective self-talk.
Mm.
It's not just about being tough on yourself. It's also fundamentally about being kind and understanding towards your own efforts.
Being kind to yourself.
Winners recognize that mistakes are not definitive failures, but rather an integral, natural, and necessary part of the growth process. So instead of a harsh internal critique like, I'm such a failure,
Which is so easy to do.
they consciously reframe it to, I made a mistake and I'm actively learning from it. This is part of the journey. This consistent practice of self-kindness, far from making them weaker,
Makes them stronger.
actually makes them significantly stronger because they don't waste precious mental and emotional energy on unproductive guilt and debilitating shame. They conserve that energy for growth, for learning, and for forward momentum.
That distinction with self-compassion is truly massive. It's so easy to fall into that trap of self-flagellation, especially when you're trying to push yourself.
Hmm.
For you listening right now, here's a practical exercise you can start today. Grab a notebook or open a note on your phone and literally write down some of those common negative thoughts you often tell yourself.
Get them out of your head.
Right. Then, right next to each one, craft a more empowering winning version. For example, if your negative thought is, I'm not confident, transform it into, I am learning to grow my confidence every day.
Active and ongoing.
Or if it's, I always mess things up, counter it with, I sometimes make mistakes, but I learn quickly and improve with each step. Do this consistently, and you will undoubtedly start to notice a profound shift in how you perceive yourself and your capabilities over time. And here's another powerful practice, if you're feeling a bit brave. Stand in front of a mirror each morning and speak one truly powerful affirmation out loud.
Look yourself in the eye.
Look yourself directly in the eye and declare it with conviction. It might feel a little awkward, maybe even a bit silly at first. I know it did for me, but trust the process.
Push through the awkwardness.
Over time, that voice, that consistent message of self-belief will become the undeniable and empowering soundtrack of your life.
That's the absolutely crucial insight here, which the sources highlight repeatedly. Champions are not born with inherent, unwavering, bulletproof confidence.
You build it.
They become confident by consciously, consistently training their inner voice. They deliberately forge that confidence day by day through relentless internal practice. Because here's the stark reality. The external world will already provide you with more than enough criticism, rejection, and doubt.
Plenty of critics out there.
Exactly. There's no need to amplify that by being your own worst enemy. Instead, make the deliberate, empowering choice to be your biggest, most unwavering supporter, the most vocal advocate for your own potential.
Be your own cheerleader.
Choose to be the voice that relentlessly pushes you forward, not the one that perpetually holds you back. So from this day on, commit to talking to yourself like a winner. Every single time doubt whispers its insidious message, answer it with unwavering determination.
Talk back to the doubt.
Every time fear speaks up, respond with unshakable faith. Every time failure attempts to define you, remind yourself with unwavering conviction, I am not finished. I am still rising. I am built to win.
I am built to win. Powerful.
Because when you truly master your self-talk, you gain profound mastery over your mindset. And when you master your mindset, you unlock the incredible, purposeful life of a true champion.
Which is the goal.
Now, let's connect this powerful inner world of self-talk to the external world of influence your environment.
Beyond your inner world, beyond your powerful mindset and your transformative self-talk, what about your outer world?
The external influences.
This is a layer of influence we often don't consider deeply enough. No matter how strong your internal game, your external environment profoundly shapes your destiny, sometimes without you even realizing it.
It seeps in.
It really does.
Yeah.
There's a powerful saying that perfectly encapsulates this, one that our sources echo. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future.
It's a classic for a reason.
It's incredibly true, isn't it? The people and places around us profoundly influence who we become.
What's truly fascinating here, and the sources make this explicitly clear, is the sheer undeniable impact of your environment. It's not just about people, it's about the totality.
A whole picture.
Right. The individuals you consistently spend your time with, the specific kinds of conversations you habitually engage in, and even the physical spaces you inhabit for work, rest, and leisure. All of these conspire to influence your thoughts, your prevailing feelings, and ultimately, your daily actions.
Your ecosystem.
Exactly. This forms an ecosystem that either supports or detracts from your winning potential. Consider the stark contrast. If you constantly immerse yourself in an environment filled with negativity, pervasive doubt, and an endless stream of excuses,
It drags you down.
it's only a matter of time before you naturally begin to internalize and adopt those very same limiting thought patterns and behaviors.
Yeah.
Conversely, if you actively surround yourself with ambition, genuine encouragement, and uplifting positivity,
You rise to the occasion.
you will instinctively and naturally find yourself rising to meet that higher standard. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a fundamental principle of human psychology we adapt to our surroundings. Winners understand this on a deep, almost intuitive level. They know unequivocally that their success isn't solely about what they do.
It's also about who they're with.
Exactly. It's equally, and sometimes even more so, about who they consciously allow into their world and what kind of spaces they meticulously cultivate.
Yeah.
Let's delve into how winners deliberately build environments that actively fuel their growth. First, winners choose their circle wisely.
Guarding your circle.
Our source uses a vivid and memorable analogy.
Yeah.
Imagine being on a boat that has developed holes.
Okay.
No matter how strong you are, no matter how hard you row, if your crew members are actively drilling new holes instead of diligently plugging the existing ones, your boat is inevitably going to sink.
Makes sense.
That's precisely what it's like to maintain relationships with people who are consistently toxic. Those who perpetually complain, engage in destructive gossip, or habitually pull you down with their negativity.
The energy vampires.
Right. Winners simply don't waste their precious energy on individuals who drain them. Instead, they consciously and strategically build robust circles of support, populated with fellow dreamers, with active doers, and with genuine encouragers who uplift and inspire.
That analogy of the boat with holes is incredibly powerful. But for many listeners, choosing their circle wisely might be difficult if those toxic influences are family members or colleagues they can't easily avoid.
That's a very real challenge.
Does the source provide strategies for creating mental boundaries or subtly shifting dynamics within existing unavoidable relationships?
That's a vital point. And the sources acknowledge this reality. It's not always about outright cutting people out. Often it's about managing access and expectations.
Managing access, okay.
This means diligently protecting your emotional and mental energy by, first, limiting exposure, consciously reducing the time spent with highly negative individuals, especially during vulnerable moments like the start of your day.
Control the dosage.
Right. Second, setting boundaries. Politely but firmly steering conversations away from negativity or gossip. You can say, I'm trying to focus on solutions today, or let's talk about something more positive.
Gently redirecting.
Third, building an inner fortress. Strengthening your self-talk and mindset so that external negativity has less impact. It's about developing an internal shield.
Your internal resilience.
And fourth, seeking microdoses of positivity. Actively seeking out even brief interactions with positive people or engaging with uplifting content to balance out unavoidable negative exposures.
Counterbalancing the negativity.
Exactly. It's about creating a healthy distance and strategically investing your energy in relationships that genuinely help you thrive and flourish, even if some relationships require more careful navigation. Second, winners seek mentors and role models.
Learning from others.
It's a universal truth, articulated across all our materials. Every champion in every field has someone they look up to, someone whose wisdom and guidance they actively seek out. Mentors provide invaluable perspective, share hard-won insights.
Shorten the learning curve.
Absolutely. And offer directional guidance that can dramatically accelerate your growth trajectory. Winners don't try to reinvent the wheel or figure everything out in isolation. They intelligently learn from those who have already successfully walked the path they aspire to.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Precisely. And this doesn't always necessitate having a personal coach or a direct one-on-one teacher. Often it means diligently learning from books, devouring biographies of successful individuals, or listening to insightful podcasts.
Learning from afar.
You don't have to meet your role models in person for their influence to profoundly inspire and guide you daily. So ask yourself actively, who is modeling the kind of life I genuinely want to live? Whose mindset, whose work ethic, whose character do I deeply admire?
Identify your role models.
Then dedicate time to studying them. Absorb their lessons. Winners by nature are never afraid to remain perpetual students, always open to learning from those who have achieved what they aspire to. Third, winners create positive spaces. Your environment isn't solely about the people in your life. It also encompasses your physical surroundings.
Your physical space matters.
Absolutely. A cluttered, chaotic physical space, as the sources suggest, can very often lead to a cluttered, chaotic mind, making focus and clarity difficult.
Outer order, inner calm.
That's precisely why winners pay meticulous attention to their surroundings. They deliberately design their spaces to motivate and inspire them. A clean, organized desk promotes clarity and focus. A vision board prominently displayed serves as a constant visual source of inspiration.
Visual reminders.
Uplifting music can fuel creativity and positive energy. Your immediate environment should consistently remind you of your aspirations and potential, not your limitations. Even seemingly small changes can yield significant psychological results. Place a motivational quote where you can see it every single day.
Little tweaks.
Keep a journal close at hand to capture fleeting ideas and reflections. Intentionally fill your space with items, sounds, and visuals that spark energy and uplift your spirit rather than draining it. It's about consciously curating your physical world to support your mental state. Fourth, winners limit negative inputs.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Pretty much.
Hey.
It's not just the people around you that exert profound influence. It's also the media you consume, the information you absorb daily. If you spend countless hours mindlessly scrolling through negative news feeds, engaging with social media rants,
Doom scrolling.
exactly, or consuming content that perpetuates cynicism, it should come as no surprise when your own thoughts begin to feel heavy, anxious, and pessimistic. Winners are highly selective about what they feed their minds.
Curate your inputs.
They consciously choose books, podcasts, and conversations that build them up, that expand their understanding, and that foster a sense of optimism and possibility. This isn't about ignoring reality or burying your head in the sand.
It's about balance.
It's about making a deliberate, proactive choice to refuse to be consumed by the incessant noise and negativity of the world. Winners stay informed, absolutely, but they ensure that the external noise never manages to drown out the clear, compelling voice of their own vision and purpose. It's an act of self-preservation for their mental well-being. Fifth, winners give back.
Contributing to others.
A truly winning environment isn't solely about what you receive, it's profoundly about what you actively contribute. Champions actively uplift others. They generously share their encouragement, their hard-earned knowledge, and their unwavering hope with those around them.
Lifting others as you climb.
Why is this so crucial? Because the experience of success is infinitely sweeter and more meaningful when it's shared. And the act of helping others strengthens your own sense of purpose and meaning. Winners strive to create communities where everyone rises together,
A rising tide lifts all boats.
fostering a collective environment of growth, mutual support, and shared aspiration.
That's a truly powerful and realistic perspective, and let's be real, not everyone in your life will always cheer for you.
That's just reality.
Some people will undoubtedly doubt you, some will misunderstand your ambition, and yes, some may even secretly envy your progress. And you know what? That's perfectly okay.
You can't please everyone.
What our source emphasizes is that winners don't live for external validation or approval. They live for their own internal growth and the fulfillment of their vision. Your job isn't to convince every single person to believe in you.
Focus on your own path.
Your job is to keep moving forward with those who do believe and to protect your energy and focus from those who don't or who seek to pull you down.
Here's a very practical step you can take today, as recommended by the sources. Make a simple list of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
The top 5.
Right. Next to each name, honestly write down how they make you feel. Do they genuinely energize you, or do they subtly drain your spirit? Do they make you feel hopeful and inspired, or discouraged and self-critical?
Be honest with yourself.
Then critically ask yourself, do I need to spend more time with this person, less time, or do I need to actively seek out new people to genuinely grow with? This simple self-aware exercise can quite literally transform your immediate environment
And potentially your life.
and over time profoundly transform your entire life by aligning your ecosystem with your aspirations. Because here's the undeniable truth. Your environment is either actively watering your dreams, providing them with the necessary nourishment to grow, or it is subtly poisoning them, slowly eroding your potential and self-belief.
Watering or poisoning, stark choice.
Winners make it their absolute priority to ensure they are rooted in soil, where robust, vibrant growth is not just possible, but genuinely inevitable. So choose wisely. Strategically surround yourself with success. Seek out and cultivate inspiring physical spaces. Actively listen to guiding voices that lift you up. And crucially, make it a point to give back to others along the way.
It's a whole system.
Because, as our source reminds us, no champion climbs the mountain entirely alone. But every champion makes absolutely certain they're climbing with the right team in the right environment.
Which leads perfectly to the next part.
And this naturally leads us from your external ecosystem to your internal compass for success. Vision, goals, and consistency.
Okay, let's tie this all together, bringing everything we've discussed into sharp focus. We've covered mindset, habits, overcoming challenges, self-talk, and environment. Now it's about direction. Where are you truly going, and how do you concretely get there?
The roadmap.
Every single great achievement, without exception, begins with a clear, compelling vision. Our source makes it profoundly clear that winners don't just drift through life, passively waiting to see where the wind might take them.
No drifting allowed.
Quite the opposite. They know precisely where they're heading, they understand why they're going there with unwavering conviction, and they have a clear, actionable idea of how they'll keep moving forward no matter what inevitable obstacles arise.
Direction, purpose, plan.
Vision provides the ultimate direction. Goals provide the necessary, actionable structure, and consistency, my friends, is the unwavering engine that makes that entire journey possible and sustainable.
Let's start by defining vision with clarity. It's much more than just a vague, hopeful dream or a fleeting wish.
More than wishful thinking.
Much more. Vision, as the sources articulate, is a crystal clear, highly detailed, almost palpable picture of the specific life you actively want to create for yourself. The material highlights this crucial distinction perfectly. It's the difference between merely saying, I want to be successful.
Which means nothing, really.
Right, it's too vague.
Yeah.
Versus stating with precision and sensory detail, I want to build a business that genuinely helps 1 million people globally, simultaneously granting me the financial freedom and time to spend abundant quality moments with my family living in a sustainable home.
Specific and detailed.
Winners don't merely hope for a better future. They meticulously define it with remarkable precision and vivid clarity. So why is this kind of vision so profoundly powerful? Because when you have an undeniable, deeply felt why, a clear purpose that fuels you, the how often becomes significantly easier, almost self-evident.
The why drives the how.
Exactly. Challenges will still surface, absolutely, but instead of knocking you down and derailing your efforts entirely, they serve as potent reminders of precisely what you are passionately fighting for. Vision is the ultimate sustainable fuel for perseverance.
Keeps you going when things get tough.
Without a compelling, deeply personal vision, it's incredibly easy to give up at the first sign of difficulty or fatigue. But with a truly inspiring, clearly articulated vision, it becomes almost impossible to quit. The pull of your future becomes stronger than the gravity of present challenges. Now, while vision is absolutely essential, vision alone is not sufficient to build a life of winning. You also need clearly defined goals.
The stepping stones.
Goals are the indispensable, concrete stepping stones that meticulously bring your grand vision to life. They serve as the critical bridge, transforming those vast, ambitious dreams into discrete, actionable, and manageable steps.
Breaking down.
A winner doesn't just casually declare, I want to run a marathon, and leave it at that. No, they strategically set a series of precise goals. I will train 3 times a week. I will gradually increase my mileage by 10% each week, and I will successfully complete 2 smaller races before the main event in 6 months.
A concrete plan.
Goals effectively break down what might otherwise seem like an impossible, overwhelming feat into a series of achievable, possible steps, creating a tangible path forward. And our source reminds us of the time-tested formula winners consistently used for setting these goals. They must be smart.
Ah, yes, SMART goals.
Specific.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That's the acronym. But winners don't just pay lip service to SMART goals. They take them incredibly seriously and apply them rigorously.
We actually use it. Yes. They don't indulge in vague statements like, I want to get healthier. Instead, they write clear, actionable goals, such as, I will exercise for 30 minutes 5 times a week for the next 90 days starting Monday.
Crystal clear.
This level of precise clarity is what cultivates true accountability and reliably drives consistent progress, allowing for tracking and adjustment.
That distinction between vision as the destination and goals as the specific route markers is so important. But here's where most people, sadly, fall short.
The missing piece.
They meticulously set those goals. They might even have a compelling vision, but they fundamentally lack consistency. They start strong, often fueled by an initial burst of motivation and excitement.
The New Year's resolution effect.
Exactly. But when that initial surge of motivation inevitably fades, as it always does, they simply stop. It's a common, heartbreaking cycle that derails so many aspirations. So what's the secret to moving beyond that initial motivation and truly embedding consistency?
And this is precisely where consistency emerges as the absolute, non-negotiable engine of all sustained progress.
Consistency is king.
The brutal truth, which the sources highlight, is that motivation is a temporary, fleeting emotion. It comes and goes, ebb and flow. But it is consistency, the unwavering commitment to showing up and doing the work day after day, that reliably creates lasting results and profound transformation.
Showing up is half the battle.
It really is. Think about something as simple and ubiquitous as brushing your teeth. You don't achieve sparkling healthy teeth by brushing intensely for 2 hours once a month.
No, that wouldn't work.
No. You achieve them by brushing diligently for 2 minutes every single day. The same principle applies to virtually every area of success. Consistency beats intensity every single time over the long run. Winners master the crucial art of showing up.
Just doing it.
They show up on the days they feel incredibly excited, energized, and inspired, yes. But more importantly, they show up on the days they feel utterly unmotivated, deeply tired, or simply don't want to.
Especially on the tough days.
Right. They have meticulously trained themselves to rely on unwavering discipline and ingrained habits rather than being dictated by fickle feelings. Because feelings, by their very nature, are transient and change constantly.
But habits stick.
But deeply ingrained habits and discipline stick, providing the reliable framework for action. Consider this fantastic, relatable example from our source, Jerry Seinfeld.
The comedian.
Right, one of the most successful comedians in the world once revealed his simple yet incredibly powerful secret to consistent productivity. He used what has now become famously known as the "don't break the chain" method.
Don't break the chain. I like that.
Each day he sat down to write jokes. He would mark a big X on a calendar. Over time, he built an impressive, unbroken chain of X's spanning days, weeks, and months. His primary goal wasn't just to write jokes.
It was just to keep the chain going.
Exactly. It was simply not to break that chain. That profound, simple consistency, applied daily, transformed him into a comedic legend, demonstrating the power of sheer, relentless, daily commitment. You can readily apply this very same principle to your own aspirations. Whether your goal is to consistently learn a new language, to meticulously build a new business, or to significantly improve your physical health.
Whatever the goal is.
The ultimate secret isn't about doing everything perfectly all the time. It's about doing something consistently every single day. Even the smallest, most seemingly insignificant progress, when accumulated daily, compounds into massive, undeniable success over time.
The compound effect.
This is the profound truth of the compound effect in action.
That's such an actionable framework, the don't break the chain method. So for you listening right now, here's a practical exercise. Take some dedicated time to genuinely write down your clear, compelling vision for the next 5 years.
Get it on paper.
Be as specific, as vivid, and as detailed as you possibly can. What does your ideal life truly look like in 5 years across all key areas? Then begin the process of breaking that grand vision down into actionable yearly goals.
Usually monthly.
Then into monthly goals, then into weekly actions, and finally into simple, manageable daily steps. Keep it as straightforward and actionable as possible. And then every single day, ask yourself this one powerful question.
Just one question.
What's one small step I can take today that moves me tangibly closer to my overarching vision, no matter how tiny?
And let's be realistic. Even winners, even champions at the top of their game miss days.
They're human too.
They get tired, they get distracted, they get discouraged, just like anyone else. But here's the fundamental difference, a key insight from our sources. They don't allow one missed day to spiral into a missed week or a missed month.
They stop the slide.
They don't permit one minor setback to completely erase all their hard-earned progress and momentum. Instead, they quickly reset. They forgive themselves with that self-compassion we discussed earlier.
Back to self-compassion.
And they get right back on track the very next day. Their resilience lies not in never falling, but in their rapid recovery and unwavering commitment to resuming. And let's permanently dispel the myth of the perfect time to start.
There's never a perfect time.
The perfect time simply doesn't exist. Winners don't passively wait for ideal conditions or flawless circumstances to begin their journey. They seize the present moment with all its imperfections and actively create progress with whatever they have right now, wherever they are.
Start now with what you have.
They understand that progress is always better than waiting for perfection. In conclusion, success, as our sources powerfully demonstrate, is a dynamic synergy of 3 interconnected, non-negotiable elements. Unwavering clarity of vision.
I know where you're going.
The strategic strength of well-defined, actionable goals.
Gotta have the steps.
And the undeniable, relentless power of daily, consistent execution.
Gotta do the work.
Without all three working in concert, your journey will inevitably stall or drift. But with all three, aligned and actively pursued, absolutely nothing can stop you from reaching your desired destination and truly embodying the winner you aspire to be. You don't have to wait for some magical moment or external permission to become a winner.
You can decide right now.
You can unequivocally start today, right now, with just one clear, intentional step toward your magnificent vision. The power is already within you. Hashtag outro.
You've reached the end of this deep dive into how to think like a winner every day, but in reality, this is only the beginning of your journey to integrate these principles.
The journey starts now.
We've covered a remarkable amount of ground today, touching on every crucial aspect. We've talked about mastering your mindset, understanding how your thoughts and beliefs literally shape your reality.
The foundation.
We've explored building daily habits that act as the fundamental, reliable building blocks of your success.
The action.
We've discussed how to overcome challenges like a true champion, consciously reframing setbacks as powerful opportunities for growth and resilience.
Handling adversity.
We've delved into transforming your crucial inner dialogue through the profound power of self-talk.
That inner conversation.
Cultivating an external environment that actively supports your highest aspirations.
Your ecosystem.
And finally, harnessing the immense directional power of a clear vision, concrete goals, and unwavering consistency.
The roadmap and the engine.
It's a comprehensive, actionable roadmap.
And here's the crucial point to emphasize, a final thought from our sources. Listening to this deep dive is not enough.
Knowledge isn't enough.
No. Knowledge, no matter how profound or inspiring it may be, is ultimately just wasted potential if it's not consistently accompanied by deliberate, courageous action. Winners don't merely collect wisdom or passively absorb information.
They apply it.
They live it, they breathe it, and they relentlessly apply it day in and day out to sculpt their reality. So let me ask you directly, with complete sincerity, who do you genuinely want to become from this moment forward?
A powerful question.
Will you allow your days to simply slip by, passively waiting for the seemingly right circumstances to magically appear? Or will you, with courage, with conviction, and with resolute intention, step into the mindset of a winner today, right now?
Make the choice.
With no excuses and absolutely no hesitation, knowing you possess the power to choose. Remember, thinking like a winner is not about achieving some mythical, unattainable perfection.
Progress, not perfection.
It is fundamentally about continuous progress, about the unwavering commitment to the journey itself. It's about consistently showing up, even when you're utterly exhausted, even when the spark of motivation is dim.
Showing up regardless.
It's about trying again with renewed determination after you've stumbled. It's about unequivocally believing in yourself when no one else seems to. And it's about absolutely refusing to give up on that burning vision that resides deep within you, that whispers of what's possible. Imagine for a moment waking up every single morning with an undeniable sense of confidence, knowing that you are actively moving closer to your deepest dreams and highest aspirations.
Feel that feeling.
Imagine looking back just 1 year from now and realizing that every single day you made the conscious choice to think, act, and live like a winner. And because of that consistent, powerful choice, your entire life has been profoundly transformed.
Built day by day.
Built brick by brick. That outcome is not just possible for you. It's within your grasp if you commit to these principles.
So as we close this deep dive, here are some final action steps distilled from our source for you to take right now, immediate, tangible ways to begin. First, start small, but start today. Don't wait for Monday or next month. Pick one winning thought to focus on, one tiny action you can implement immediately right after this deep dive.
Take immediate action.
Second, take consistent action. Trust the powerful process of daily incremental progress, no matter how small or insignificant each step might feel in the moment.
Trust the process.
Third, surround yourself with positivity. Actively protect your mental and emotional environment, choosing to listen to voices and consume content that genuinely uplifts you, not discourages you.
Protect your energy.
And fourth, celebrate progress, not perfection. Recognize and acknowledge your small victories along the way because each one is a crucial step forward and fuels the next.
Acknowledge the wins.
Never forget this, you. Thinking like a winner is a profound, empowering choice you make every single day. It's not reserved for the lucky few, the incredibly talented, or the already wealthy. No,
It's for everyone.
it is for anyone, and yes, that absolutely includes you, who makes the firm, unwavering decision that from this day forward, excuses are over and purposeful action truly begins.
You are undeniably stronger than your fears. You are bigger than any setback you will encounter. You are capable of so much more than you currently realize or believe is possible.
Believe in your potential.
The only real question, the ultimate choice,
Hmm.
is will you choose to believe it and will you choose to act on it consistently and with conviction? So don't just think like a winner today, live like one every single day with unwavering intention and relentless effort.
Live it.
Step forward with courage, with absolute clarity of purpose, and with unyielding consistency. Because the life you dream of isn't passively waiting for someone else to claim it. It's waiting right now for you. Go out there and truly win.
As you move forward from this deep dive, consider this provocative thought. What is the one tiny, immediate step you can take today that a future winner you won, that unstoppable, resilient version of yourself, would genuinely look back and thank you for?
Just one step.
Think about it. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep winning.